France is one of the better countries in Europe for roller coasters. They currently have 227 operating roller coasters, 223 made of steel, and 4 made of wood. I have been fortunate enough to visit most of this country's major theme parks, so in this video, I will rank France's top 25 roller coasters. Before starting the list, a few notes. 1. I do not speak French, so I apologize for any mispronunciations. 2. I will only give official spots to operational coasters I have personally experienced. The most notable parks I have not visited in France are Walligator Grand Est, La Recre des Trois Curés, and Futuroscope. 3. I will be giving honorable mentions to some coasters I have not ridden, if I have ridden an exact clone of it elsewhere. 4. I will be including one honorable mention for a defunct coaster I experienced a few years back. Starting off the list at number 25 is Speed Rockets at Jardin d'Acclimatation. This is a Gerstlauer bobsled. This modern variant on a Wild Mouse coaster goes light in the hairpin turns. Instead, it offers a twisted layout. It is not intense, but there are some light positive Gs on the turns and a smidge of airtime in the double down and bunny hill. Up next would likely be Apocalypse at Luna Park. This is a Vekoma corkscrew with a Bayern curve, identical to the former Supermenage at La Ronde. I did not find the layout rough, so I enjoyed the pops of airtime on the drops, and the 2 dizzying corkscrews. Up next likely would be Triops at Bagatelle. This is a Vekoma in Vertigo. It is a powerhouse with crushing positive Gs in the inversions. While these do track better than SLCs, the bulky over-the-shoulder restraints can cause some headbanging though, which is not too comfortable when experiencing this type of forces. Up next is another honorable mention with Euroloop at Fabricus World. This is a Vekoma double loop and double corkscrew model, identical to Shaman at Gardaland. You get a little airtime in the drop. Then, there are 2 forceful, gray-out-inducing vertical loops, 2 solid corkscrews, and a decent final helix. The ride is not glass smooth, but the clones of Experience track well enough to be comfortable. Number 24, Krampus Expedition at Nigloland. This is a mock water coaster. While the coaster bit lacks any negative Gs and it has a shake to it, the spiral drop has some laterals, and the final plunge has a falling sensation at least. Then the whole experience is plussed by a custom soundtrack and some nice theming, particularly the Krampus rockwork by the Splashdown. Number 23, Fiord Explorer at Laal. This is another mock water coaster. This one has a superior coaster sequence, as there's a speed hill and funky wave turn added in. Then it has an even more soaking final splash as well. This is another well-themed attraction, but the coaster bits have a similar vibration on the turns. Number 22, Azteca at Laal. This is a Soket steel coaster that whizzes past trees. The pacing is briefly disrupted by a few high spots and a mid-course brake run, but it is a mostly smooth experience, and the helixes offer okay to good positive Gs. Up next likely would be Speu Racing at Parc Speu. This is a Zier ESC 535 coaster, identical to Force 1 at Schwaben Park. I really like the smooth ride and open seats. Then the layout moves at a nice clip with decently forceful turns and a few small pops of airtime. Number 21, Alpine coaster at Parc Tacoma. This is a vegan mountain coaster. It is shorter than most, but you can get some good speed coming down with a clear path because there's no auto braking. However, a lot of families will ride the brakes, so be careful who is ahead of you. At full speed, the turns have nice laterals, and you can get a little airtime, particularly on the last drop. Up next likely would be Orochi at Parc du Bocas. This is a Vekoma suspended coaster with the same layout as Orkin at Farup Summerland, or Dragonflyer at Dollywood. I love the start. There's a large drop into a tunnel, followed by an intense overbank. The rest of the layout is smooth with some mildly forceful turns and helixes. Number 20. Truhor at Parc Asteres. This is a rare mock bobsled. This one has a long layout. The start and end are mild, but there are some good helixes in the middle. They offer some positive Gs, and the open trough design allows the vehicles to sway up the walls, which is certainly a unique visual. The slatted trough can cause some vibrations, so I recommend leaning forwards to mitigate this. Number 19. Wild Train at Parc St. Paul. This PAX coaster rides like a normal family coaster in most rows, but it has some sneaky power in that back row. You can get good airtime in the first drop, and some light floater later in the layout. Then there also are some laterals in turnarounds 1 and 2. There is a little shaking, but it is certainly smooth enough. Up next likely would be Timber Drop at Fripertius City. This is the standard SNSL Loco layout. The super steep plunge is nice zip. Then the 2 inversions offer incredible hang time. The pacing is wonky due to the trims and high elements. Then the restraints are strange, but the ride is comfortable. Number 18. Crush's Coaster at Walt Disney Studios. This is a mostly indoor spinning coaster from Mauer. There's a brief but cute dark ride bit at the start. Then you have the commonly cloned SC2000 layout. I love the large twisting drop as always. Then the rest of the layout is better than usual due to minimal braking and the darkened environment. This leads to more disorienting spinning and quicker directional changes. Number 17. Twist at Laal. This is a solid mock spinning coaster. This one has a fast-paced layout with a few small pops of airtime and some moderately forceful turns. It is hard to tell where you'll go next between the plentiful spinning, constant turns, and the landscaping. Number 16. Spial Experance at Nigloland. This is a space-themed indoor coaster for mock rides. It feels similar to Eurosat Europa Park before the retrack. After a spiral lift hill, you have a twisted layout near total darkness. This makes the coaster feel far faster than it really is. Then, there are a handful of twists offering sudden and sharp laterals. I recommend sitting in the front row. Not only are the laterals noticeably stronger, but it's quite a bit smoother as well. Number 15. Goodricks at Parc Asteres. This Vekoma multi-looper is much maligned by coaster enthusiasts. The transitions are admittedly awkward, but my ears rest above the restraints so I don't bash my head, so I can actually appreciate the ultra-forceful layout. The 7 inversions occur in quick succession. The butterfly is a hard gray out for me. The following batwing and vertical loop also levy strong positive Gs. The final 2 corkscrews are decently snappy as well. Number 14. Namazu at Vulcania. This is a well-themed Intamin straddle coaster. The experience starts with a lengthy pre-show and dark ride sequence, both of which have some neat effects. Then the main layout has 2 decently punchy launches and a terrain-based layout. No major forces, but it has a good sense of speed and nice location set a ways back from the midway. Number 13. Pagos Express at Parc Asteres. This is a dynamic Gerstlauer family coaster. There's a solid launch out of the station. Then, there's a forward segment with some swooping dips offering some whip in the back. But things get really interesting in the second half. There's a cool show scene, followed by a reverse launch. You have some more bends over the water, and the sudden side-to-side action induces some sneaky laterals. Up next is where I would place Formula 1 at Parc St. Paul. This was a crazy PAX wild mouse. It had some intense ejector airtime. There were some shockingly steep drops and a sharp bunny hill at the end that would throw you from your seat. Then the turns were slow, but they were interesting. Some were outer banked. Then the unbanked ones offered some laterals. The ride is currently standing but not operating, and it will be torn down due to multiple rider ejections. Number 12. Avengers Flight Force at Walt Disney Studios. This is the rethemed version of Rock and Roller Coaster. This ride starts with a solid launch. Then the layout features 2 forceful inversions at the start and a fun corkscrew later in the ride. Then the remaining turns are enhanced by some visuals, including a handful of screen effects. And unlike the other Vekoma loopers from this era, this one is actually smooth. Number 11, Yukon Quad at Laal. This is another Intamin straddle coaster. This one is considerably more intense. The second half is a wild sequence where you careen through these rapid turns and directional changes. I cannot believe how fast you take them. Then this is accompanied by 2 equally good launches and some nice landscaping that conceals what comes next. Up next is where I would likely place Monster at Walligator Grand Est. This is nearly identical to Raptor at Cedar Point. This is a powerful invert layout with 6 snappy inversions. I particularly love the Ferocious Zero G roll and the Cobra roll, and this one removed the mid-course trim, so you always take the second half at full speed, ensuring an intense finale. Number 10, Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris. This is arguably the world's best mine train. Most of the ride feels similar to the other Big Thunder Mountains as you wind around this beautiful mountain. And there are some sneaky drops giving solid pops of airtime, particularly if you're in the back car. What makes this one unique though is the start and finish. Since this ride is located on an island, you have these long, underground tunnels to go in between the station and main layout. The final one in particular has an incredible sense of speed. It is one heck of a finale. Number 9, Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain at Disneyland Paris. This is Disney's most intense coaster. Unlike the other Space Mountains, this is a Vekoma sit-down looping coaster. The initial launch is theatric and shockingly strong because it is angled uphill. The start of the main layout has some very forceful turns and inversions, especially because they're in the dark. The second half has some disorienting turns and inversions because they're paired with cool screen effects. The ride is shaky, but the newer vest restraints eliminate any discomfort. Number 8, Wood Express at Parc St. Paul. This is a diminutive Gravity Group wood coaster, but do not be fooled. It packs in a dozen airtime moments. The first drop and larger hills offer sustained floater. Then the smaller hills offer briefer, but stronger ejector pops. The turns have a bit of a rattle to them, but the experience is perfectly tolerable. Number 7, Timber at Walibi Rhone Alps. This is yet another small-scale Gravity Group wood coaster. While it has a few less hills than Wood Express, I think the pacing and airtime is even stronger. This one still shuffles in the directional changes, but I again find the ride comfortable enough. Number 6, Mystic at Walibi Rhone Alps. This is a creative Gerstlauer Infinity coaster. It is short, but the elements are intense. This coaster offers a mix of strong airtime, crushing positive Gs, crazy laterals, and sweet hang time, oftentimes together. And with those lap bar only trains, your body is repeatedly ragdolled. I especially love the steep twisted first drop, and the Scorpion Tail, which offers world-class hang time and leads to a brief backwards finale. Number 5, Oziris at Parc Asteres. This is easily one of the best B&M inverts. It has a unique layout. The elements are in a different order than usual, and the coaster incorporates some airtime, which is rare for an invert. I particularly love the ejector pop on the first drop. Then, there are 5 great inversions. The first 3 are positive G heavy, while the later 2 are floaty. Add in some fantastic Egyptian theming, and this coaster is a complete package. If you want the best experience, ride this in the cooler weather when it runs the faster wheels. Number 4, Alpena Blitz at Nigloland. This is Mach's version of a Megalite, and I think it's better than the Intamin versions. It is a wonderfully airtime-centric layout. The drop has solid ejector airtime. Then as a bonus, the following turn is a hard gray out for me. The following large remaining hills have floater airtime. Then, the other hills have good ejector airtime, particularly the S-hills in the middle, and the final bunny humps once the ride is warmed up. Number 3. Mooka Wallaby Roan Alps. This intimate hot racer has a fantastic layout. It offers an exciting blend of airtime and inversions. There are several spots of strong ejector airtime, most notably the iconic Outer Bank top hat. Then all 3 inversions lift you out of your seat, particularly that final barrel roll. What stands out most to me though is the pacing. It feels way faster than the 42 mph or 67 km/h top speed. This is because of the rapid sequencing, low to the ground elements, and close theming. Number 2. Tonnerre de Zeus at Parc Asteres. This is Europe's best traditional wood coaster. The ride was originally built by CCI and modified by Gravity Group. The latter dialed back the laterals a bit, but they improved the pacing and negative Gs. Almost every hill now offers some form of airtime, which is impressive given this ride's length. I particularly love the largest drops in the back row. Then the ride still does have some laterals. The ride does have a shimmy on the turns, but the timber liners absorb the vibrations well to keep the ride tolerable. And coming in, number 1 is Tatis at Parc Asteres. Along with being France's best, it is also the country's tallest and fastest roller coaster. This is a dynamic, fast-paced, and diverse intimate creation. It has multiple launches, including an exciting swing launch sequence. The LSMs have punchy accelerations. The rollback and spike offer nice weightlessness, and the bunny hill offers wild ejector airtime. Then the main layout features a wide range of airtime moments, with the sustained ejector on the camelback shining brightest. Then, there are 3 inversions, including 2 types of stalls, and a wild barrel roll loaded with laterals. Add in a cool wooded setting, and some theming, and this coaster really is a world-class experience. Those are my 25 favorite roller coasters I have personally experienced in France. What are your favorite coasters in this country? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.